Road Rash for the original Game Boy. I had no idea this even existed until the other day. I saw this in a game cycle, just looking through the used Game Boy games. So anyways, I got home, cleaned the cartridge, made sure the contacts were clean, as I always do when I buy new cartridge-based games. Stuck it in my Game Boy Advance and started to play it, and yeah, it froze just when it was about to load the race, Got through all the menus okay. And I thought, well, that's weird, the cartridge is clean. I opened it up and double-checked, and sure enough, yeah, the contacts are all clean. Tried it again, and the same thing happened. Got through all the menus, and it froze when it went to load the race. Yeah, put it in my original Game Boy, and it worked first try. It turns out this game is one of only a few games of the original Game Boy games that doesn't work on Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance. So any of or I guess a DS, anything newer than an actual Game Boy or Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color or newer that plays Game Boy games, this game doesn't work on for some reason. It's weird, but yeah, it's just one of literally just I think 2 games that doesn't work on the newer Game Boy systems. The original Road Rash games, you kind of just associate them with Sega. They were on the Sega Genesis, and until the 3DO came out, and even then that one came out back on the Sega CD. And then the PlayStation came out, and everything moved over to the PlayStation and the N64. But the early Road Rash games in the early to mid 90s, just assumed those were on Sega Genesis and the Game Gear. There was a version on the Game Gear as well. But yeah, I did not know that it was on the Game Boy. Anyways, very simple game, but the game plays really well. The graphics, I think, are, for an original Game Boy, I actually think the graphics are really good. They scale pretty well. It's fairly smooth. The controls are fairly smooth. Actually, it controls great, to be honest. It plays really well. The music is decent. Maybe not super memorable, but it's not terrible. It's actually, I would say it's decent music, and it plays really well. And that in itself is a little bit of a surprise. If I didn't mention it, I think this game came out in 1993, or maybe 1994. I think the first Road Rash for Sega Genesis came out in 1991. But yeah, I think this came out in 1993. One of the websites I checked said it came out in 1998, and initially that was the first website I checked was some random video game website, and they said it came out in 1998. But then I found 2 other sources saying it was, I think, 93. Wikipedia doesn't mention it. They mention all the other versions, and they briefly mention the Game Boy version, but there's not a lot of information out there on the Game Boy version, as I found. So, again, I think it came out in 1993. But again, it's a simple 8-bit port, and it plays well. Yeah, they did a pretty good job. I would say worth playing, worth picking up. If you're a fan of the Game Boy, if you like the Game Boy like me, you like collecting for the Game Boy, this is a good game. If you just like Road Rash games, I don't know. You'd probably rather play the Genesis versions, or even the Game Gear. I think the Game Gear version's better. Not just because it's color. I think it is actually a bit better. So this one's a little different, and maybe that's one reason to check it out. It plays like the Genesis Road Rash games. It's just a little bit different, but it plays well. So yeah, Road Rash on the Game Boy.